This was crazy. So Gina Carano quote tweeted a clip of Chris Cuomo and pulled out the receipts of him basically threatening her back in 2021 when she was in the middle of her cancellation from Disney. And the message he sent her was absolutely insane. And I felt like this needs attention, even though it happened a few years back. This is a veiled threat from Chris Cuomo. He said, "Hey, Chris Cuomo from CNN, would you like a chance to clarify where your head and heart are before you get defined permanently by others?" No question mark, just a period. And then she doesn't respond. The same day, he just sends her 3 question marks. Like, "I'm Chris Cuomo, don't you know how important I am? You should have responded to me so that you could appear on my show and give me clout because you're being canceled right now unfairly."
Bro didn't even capitalize the CNN part.
No, only Chris Cuomo. Yeah, but this is because in this clip, he is talking about ivermectin. He's on the PBD podcast, right? Yeah. And he is walking back all of these things that he said during the pandemic and during, like, when the vaccine rollout was happening. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, we all thought that ivermectin was horse-based and we were wrong and we should be honest about that. But if you didn't trust the government back then, it's not because you knew better than me, it's just because you distrust the government."
And my problem with this is the language. Like there is a way to start a discourse with someone that's far more polite and ingratiating that would actually get you more interviews. Right? I mean, I guess what he's looking for here is brevity. He's like, "I'm Chris Cuomo. I've got a lot of stuff to do. I'm busy. I'm going to write you this condescending message that wouldn't actually get anyone to want to come on your show unless they ideologically agree with you 110%. But it's very clearly not done in a way that's supposed to inspire any type of open discourse between the two.
Yeah, it's just annoying to see people like, so Chris Cuomo is like going back on all the things that he said about COVID. And then Jerry Seinfeld is like, "I'm against wokeness now." And all of these people are going back on what supposedly were their public platform positions.
And many people in the space
because
said that that's
safe.
What was going to happen. They said the second that it's safe, a lot of people are going to pretend like they weren't like this, that they were like this the whole time.
They're gaslighting. That's exactly what they're doing. Let's look at the clip though, that she quote tweeted. Yeah.
Is it this one?
I'll tell you something else that's going to get you a lot of hits. I am taking a what do they call it? Like a regular dose, whatever. They're trying to build up of ivermectin. Ivermectin was a boogeyman early on in COVID.
You couldn't talk about it.
That was wrong. We were given bad information about ivermectin. The real question is, why?
It wasn't just that.
Everyone's going to say Joe Rogan was right. No, Joe Rogan was saying, yeah, he was right. But that's not what matters. What matters is
What was that sentence? He said, everyone's saying Joe Rogan was right. He wasn't right. Well, look, he was right, but what he was saying.
The part that matters is that everybody that was speaking out and saying, no, this is okay, was treated by the actual government and establishment media and powers that be, essentially, as if they were bad and they were attacked, and you had people that were silenced and you violated their civil rights, and he was a willing, active participant in that. That's what's wrong with it. It's unbelievable that he actually is treating it like this. There needs to be far more contrition, and he needs to understand exactly what his role in the greatest lie fed to the American people in all of human history.
It's not just contrition, but it's like, show a little humility.
Yes.
And he's not even willing to admit that Joe Rogan could be right about anything. He's like, well, he was right, but he was right for the wrong reasons because he distrusts the government in general. But it's like, can you just can you just admit that you were a total ideologue?
All you had to do was look at the fact that people were given the Nobel Prize for developing ivermectin. Yep. Like, this was not, when they said horse pace and stuff, it was all BS. And this idea that
it wasn't difficult to decipher at the time.
Not at all.
For anyone who was genuinely interested in the real information.
People got the Nobel for developing this stuff, and they were clearly giving it to human beings. So it isn't.
But the problem is it's not patented, right? So that's the issue, right? It's no one can profit off of it if it's not patented.
Well, no, they're saying that they were taking it for off-label use, right? Well, tell that to the people on Ozempic.
Yeah, all of the arguments were just bad arguments. There were no legitimate arguments.
And a little bit of contrition and a little bit of humility would go a long way with people. But the sad thing is, I don't think it matters.
Gina Carano said in her tweet, partly, show some humility. People weren't allowed to sit next to their loved ones as they died because of propaganda you spread. Mm-hmm. This phase in major news media history will go down as one of the most embarrassing, destructive moments that cost people's lives and careers, broke up families, and destroyed our economy. You don't look like a hero now. You look arrogant with no idea how deep this goes for the people this destroyed. The message below from Chris Cuomo, Instagram direct message to me, February 11th, 2021. I was fired, shamed, and canceled February 10th, literally the day before he sent her this message. Question, Gina Carano here, would you like a chance to clarify where your head and heart are before you get defined permanently by others?
He didn't even finish it with a question mark. He put a period at the end.
Because it's just the assumption, like, I'm so important, of course you're going to respond. He doesn't even need to ask.
Like, give me a break. Like I said, anybody with basic human interaction skills would understand how to phrase this in a way that would at least come across far less condescending and far less antagonistic.
I really don't like the fact that he works at Valuetainment now. Like, that's the situation, right? He got a whole contract from them. Doesn't make sense to me. It's like the same as Don Lemon getting the contract with X.
I think that was
why?
I think it was related to. Remember when he did the clip with the lady with Tourette's and he couldn't help but laughing.
Was it that?
Was it no? It's like people were like, "Oh, this guy's like a normal guy now," but he never was.
No, he's still clearly insane.
Yeah. I just can't believe that this is the type of thing that we're going to have to go through now, where a lot of people are going to pretend like 2021 and 2020 didn't happen. And
well, look, after what happened on IRL last night, let's not even go there.
No, the point is that Gina Carano is one of many people who, and she has 100 other things that she could talk about in which she was wronged by people in her own industry.
She's holding on to those receipts, so if you crossed her, watch out. Watch your back.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.